The moon hung low, a silver coin in the night sky. Below, the Lotus pond shimmered, beautiful yet deadly. Its depths held a secret, a shadow that danced beneath the lily pads. The villagers whispered of it, a tale passed down through generations. They spoke of a ghost, a woman wronged, her cries echoing on the breeze. The air grew cold as the moon climbed higher. Anyone foolish enough to approach the pond felt it, a shiver down the spine, a warning, best to turn back. The Lotus pond held its secrets close, waiting, watching. For generations, the village of Eldoria thrived near the pond, its clear water a source of life. The villagers drew their sustenance from its depths, and the children played along its banks, their laughter mingling with the gentle lapping of the water. The pond was the heart of Eldoria, a symbol of purity and prosperity, but the pond's beauty hid a dark past. Beneath its serene surface lay secrets that the villagers whispered about only in hushed tones. The mist that often rose from the water seemed to carry the weight of untold stories, stories of love, betrayal, and sorrow. Elders spoke of a woman, they called her Anya. She was a figure of legend, her tale passed down through the generations. Anya was known for her beauty and her kind heart, a woman who was beloved by all who knew her. Her laughter once echoed across the water. She would spend hours by the pond, her joy infectious, her spirit unbreakable. Now only whispers remained. Whispers that told of a time when the pond was a place of happiness and light, whispers of treachery and sorrow. The wind seemed to carry the echoes of her laughter, now tinged with a haunting sadness. The trees around the pond rustled as if they too remembered the events that had transpired. Anya had loved a man with eyes filled with ambition. He craved power, wealth. His name was Victor, and he was as charming as he was ruthless. To the villagers, he seemed like the perfect match for Anya, but his heart harbored dark desires. He saw a path to it all, a path that led through Anya's heart. He courted her with sweet words and tender gestures, and she fell for him, believing in the love they shared. Their moments by the pond were filled with promises of a future together. Their love was a summer storm, passionate, all-consuming. It was a force of nature, beautiful and terrifying in its intensity. But like all storms, it was destined to end, leaving behind a trail of devastation. But like a storm, it would vanish, leaving behind destruction. The village of Eldoria would never be the same. The pond, once a symbol of life, became a reminder of the pain and loss that love can bring. The whispers on the wind continued, telling the tale of Anya and Victor, a story that would never be forgotten. The villagers knew her story. They told it with fear in their voices. It was a tale passed down through generations, whispered in hushed tones around the fire. The story of Anya, the Lady of the Lake, was one that haunted their dreams and sent shivers down their spines. They spoke of her with a mixture of sorrow and dread, for her fate was a tragic one, and her spirit was said to still linger by the water's edge. Anya, betrayed by the man she loved, her heart broken, her spirit restless. She was a woman of great beauty and kindness, beloved by all who knew her. But her life took a dark turn when she fell in love with a man who was not what he seemed. He was charming and handsome, and he promised her the world. But behind his smile lay a heart of stone, and his intentions were far from pure. He had proposed beneath the full moon a ring of silver, a symbol of his false love. The moonlight glinted off the ring as he slipped it onto her finger, and Anya's heart soared with joy. She believed that their love was true, and that they would spend the rest of their lives together, but the silver ring was a token of deceit, a promise that would never be fulfilled. Anya, blinded by her love, didn't see the lie. She was so enamored with him that she ignored the warnings of her friends and family. They told her to be cautious, to take her time, but she was swept up in the romance and the dream of a future together. She couldn't see the darkness that lurked beneath his charming exterior. She agreed to meet him by the pond, their special place. It was a spot that held many happy memories for them, a place where they had shared their hopes and dreams. Anya thought it was the perfect setting for the next chapter of their love story. She arrived with a heart full of hope and anticipation, unaware of the danger that awaited her. He promised to take her away, to build their life together. He spoke of a future filled with happiness and adventure, a life far away from the village and the people who doubted their love. Anya listened with rapt attention, her heart swelling with love and excitement. She believed every word he said, convinced that their dreams were about to come true. Anya believed him, a fatal mistake. She placed her trust in him completely, never suspecting that he had other plans. Her love for him was so strong that it blinded her to the truth. She couldn't see the coldness in his eyes, the calculating look that betrayed his true intentions. She was walking into a trap, and she didn't even know it. That night the moon watched as he lured her to the water's edge, his eyes cold and calculating, no longer filled with love, but with greed. The serene beauty of the pond was a stark contrast to the darkness of his heart. He led her to the water, speaking sweet words that masked his true intentions. Anya followed him, her heart full of love and trust, unaware that she was walking towards her doom. The villagers say that her spirit still haunts the lake, a reminder of the betrayal and the love that led to her tragic end. He confessed, not his love, but his betrayal. He had found another, richer, more powerful. Anya meant nothing to him now. He pushed her, hard. Anya stumbled, falling into the icy water, gasping for breath. Her cries for help were swallowed by the night. He watched her struggle, a cruel smile playing on his lips. He felt no remorse, only relief. Anya was gone, his path to power, clear. He left her there, to drown in the cold, dark water. Her spirit forever bound to the pond, her cries for justice echoing in the wind. Section 5, The Price of Ambition. He got what he desired, power, wealth, but his triumph was short-lived, haunted by Anya's memory, by his own cruelty. He tried to forget, to bury his guilt, but the whispers followed him, whispers on the wind, in the rustling leaves, in his dreams. The villagers saw the change in him, the fear in his eyes, the nightmares that plagued him. They knew Anya's spirit tormented him. He paid a heavy price for his ambition. He lived in fear, alone, haunted by the ghost of the woman he had betrayed. Section 6, A Night of Terror. One night a storm raged. Thunder shook the ground, lightning split the sky. The villagers huddled in their homes, terrified. Then they heard it, a piercing scream, coming from the direction of the pond, a scream filled with rage and sorrow. Anya's scream. The storm intensified, the wind howled, trees swayed violently. The villagers knew Anya's spirit was restless, angered by the storm. When morning came, the storm subsided, but the fear lingered. The villagers avoided the pond, afraid of what they might see or hear. Section 7, Forever Bound. Years passed. The tale of Anya's betrayal became legend, a cautionary tale, whispered by the firelight, a reminder of the pond's dark secret. Parents warned their children, keep away from the pond, especially at night. Anya's spirit still lingered, searching, waiting. Some said they saw her, a shimmering figure gliding across the water, her white dress billowing around her, her eyes filled with sorrow. Others heard her cries, on windy nights, when the moon was full, cries of pain, of betrayal, a constant reminder of her fate. The Lotus Pond remained, a place of beauty and fear. Its beauty, a cruel reminder of Anya's fate, its darkness, a symbol of her torment. Travelers passing through the village felt it, a cold, unsettling presence near the water. They hurried on their way, not daring to linger. Some dismissed the legend. Foolish superstition, they said. But those who lived in Eldoria knew the truth. The pond held a secret, a vengeful spirit. Anya's story served as a warning, a reminder that love and trust are precious, and that betrayal can have deadly consequences. The villagers learned to coexist with the pond and its ghostly resident. They treated it with respect, with fear. They left offerings of flowers, whispered apologies for what had been done to Anya, hoping to appease her restless spirit. But Anya's spirit found no peace. Her love had been twisted into betrayal, her life stolen, her soul trapped beneath the Lotus Pond. The pond, once a symbol of life and beauty, became her prison, its beauty a cruel mockery, its water a constant reminder of her watery grave. Generations passed. The village of Eldoria, nestled in the heart of Europe, witnessed the ebb and flow of time. Seasons changed, and with them, the lives of the villagers. Eldoria was a place where history was etched into every cobblestone and whispered through the leaves of ancient trees. The village of Eldoria prospered, its markets bustled with activity, and the laughter of children echoed through the streets. The villagers thrived, their lives intertwined with the land and each other. Eldoria was a picture of serenity and prosperity, but the memory of Anya lingered. Her story was a shadow that loomed over the village, a tale of love and loss that refused to fade. The pond, once a place of joy, now stood as a silent reminder of her tragic fate. A ghost story whispered from parent to child. Around the warmth of the fireplace, parents would recount the tale of Anya, the beautiful maiden whose life was cut short by betrayal. The children listened with wide eyes, the flickering flames casting eerie shadows on their faces. The pond remained untouched. No one dared to swim in its waters, for it was said that Anya's spirit still lingered there, waiting for her lost love. The mist that often rose from the pond added to its eerie aura, making it a place of both beauty and dread. No one fished its depths. The villagers believed that the pond was Anya's domain, a place where her sorrow and anger had taken root. The waters were deep and dark, holding secrets that no one dared to uncover, a place of fear and sorrow. Some pitied Anya, seeing her as a victim of blind love and cruel betrayal. They left flowers by the pond, hoping to soothe her restless spirit. Others feared her, believing that her vengeful ghost would bring misfortune to those who disturbed her, a victim of blind love and cruel betrayal. Anya's story was one of heartbreak, a tale that resonated with many. Her portrait, often depicted with a look of longing and sorrow, became a symbol of the pain that love could bring, whispering of her vengeful spirit. The villagers spoke in hushed tones, their faces pale with fear. They believed that Anya's spirit roamed the village at night, seeking revenge on those who had wronged her. Her presence was a constant reminder of the past, a ghostly figure that haunted their dreams, her cries echoing in the night. On quiet nights, when the moon was full, some claimed to hear Anya's mournful wails carried on the wind. The sound sent shivers down their spines, a chilling reminder of the tragedy that had befallen her. The truth, lost to time. The true story of Anya had become a legend, its details blurred by the passage of time. Ancient manuscripts and weathered books held fragments of her tale, but the full truth remained elusive, hidden in the mists of history. But one thing remained certain. The villagers knew that the pond held a secret, a mystery that had yet to be unraveled. They watched it with wary eyes, their hearts heavy with the weight of the unknown. The lotus pond held a secret. Among the lotus flowers that floated on its surface there was a hidden truth, a story waiting to be discovered. The pond was a place of beauty and mystery, its waters holding the key to Anya's fate, a secret that haunted the village of Eldoria. The villagers lived in the shadow of the pond, their lives intertwined with its dark history. The legacy of fear that Anya left behind was a part of their heritage, a story that would continue to be told for generations to come. The lotus pond serves as a chilling reminder, a tale whispered across the ages. Beware blind ambition. Beware misplaced trust, for they can lead to darkness, to betrayal, to a haunting sorrow that lingers long after the deed is done. Remember Anya's fate when you look upon beauty. Remember her pain when you pledge your love. Remember her story when darkness calls. The lotus pond's shadow serves as a warning, a testament to the enduring power of love, betrayal, and the restless spirits that walk among us.